Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Mindfulness webinar. My name is Alyssa Diffenderfer, and I am an intern at Penn State PRO Wellness. I am looking forward to sharing information about mindfulness and how it can be beneficial to practice in a school setting. Here at PRO Wellness, we look to provide healthy eating, active living, and wellness strategies to more than 900 schools in Pennsylvania, as well as communities, nonprofits, and business partners. We are highly visible in the health and wellness arena and positioned as statewide thought leaders through our approach of prevention, research, and outreach. Before we get started, I'd like to try a little mindfulness activity. Sit comfortably with your back straight, feet flat on the floor, and hands in your lap. Breathing through your nose, focus on your breath moving in and out of your body. If physical sensations or thoughts interrupt your meditation, note the experience, and then return your focus to your breath. Do this for 1 to 3 minutes before resuming this video to continue with the presentation. Through this video, the intention is for you to gain an understanding of mindfulness and the research supporting its improvements in health and academics, to learn the benefits and tools for personal wellness and practice, and to use this knowledge to implement mindfulness practices in your classroom in order to help your students succeed in the classroom and out. The current practice of mindfulness as a coping method comes from Jon Kabat-Zinn. Kabat-Zinn studied under Zen Buddhists while in higher education, and this is where he learned about meditation. He later adapted those teachings on mindfulness and created a program at University of Massachusetts Medical School that came to be known as Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR. Initially, the MBSR program was offered only to adults that dealt with chronic pain and illness, but since then, the scope of patients has broadened. Since mindfulness has been implemented in various populations, research has shown that there are many benefits that come with practicing mindfulness in the general population, especially in the classroom setting. To start off, mindfulness is defined as an awareness that is cultivated by paying attention in a continued and particular way. It is a way of being, not just another thing to do. Meditation is a part of practicing mindfulness, and it means to engage in mental exercise for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of awareness, or an elevated sense of being present in the moment. Mindfulness has not only been linked to mental and emotional changes, but also to neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to change and adapt over time. As structural changes occur, physiological changes will follow. To put it in layman's terms, these structural changes lead to improved attention and sensory processing, control over your cardiorespiratory system, and improved learning and memory. These changes are a result of mindfulness practice on several different structures of the brain. The effects of mindfulness on the brain's neuroplasticity has led to a variety of benefits that result from this practice. These benefits include, but are not limited to, lowered blood pressure and heart rate, increased immune function, and higher brain functioning. Higher brain functioning leads to increased awareness, attention and focus, and increased clarity in thinking. Even after learning all the benefits of mindfulness, some may still be hesitant, so why practice it in a school setting? Not only is it easy to practice yourself and implement in the classroom, but it can also benefit students specifically. For students, research shows that mindfulness has helped to decrease stress and depressive symptoms while improving overall health and academics. It has also served as a buffer against bullying and depression itself, while increasing support and resilience. All of these factors from practicing mindfulness can contribute to the success of your students and help them to live as happier and healthier individuals, even as they grow into adulthood. An improvement in health begins with the alleviation of stress, which occurs by improving emotional regulation, leading to an improved mood and ability to respond to stressors. Greater emotion regulation has also been shown to help with symptoms of depression after practicing mindfulness. Along with increasing factors of mental and emotional health, one's physical well-being can also be influenced through mindfulness practice. This mechanism can occur because as mindfulness increases awareness of surroundings, it also increases the awareness of our own physicality. Once people are more aware of their physical well-being, their behaviors concerning health are enhanced or increased. Whether this means improved personal hygiene, increased physical activity, or a more nutritious diet, mindfulness improves physical health as well as mental and emotional health. Observation of the effects of mindfulness has also shown that it can be used as a coping mechanism for bullying. This is because practicing this helps children learn to consider perspectives other than their own, which helps to improve the way that they respond to bullying in a constructive manner. Social emotional resiliency was also improved in children who underwent mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, while problem behaviors, attention problems, and anxiety were all reduced. These are other ways in which mindfulness can improve a student's state of mind. Due to the beneficial effects of mindfulness on the student's mind, their academics can improve. Studies have shown that there have been greater prosocial behaviors, emotion regulation, and academic performance in elementary students practicing mindfulness. For teenagers studying for a general education certificate, lower depression and anxiety contributed to their academic achievement. Additionally, a decreased level of stress that results from practicing mindfulness allowed students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds to focus on school, while in children with ADHD, mindfulness decreases their aggression and conduct problems, which allows them to focus in school. There are many factors that play a role in improved academic performance, mental, emotional, and physical well-being, and mindfulness seems to yield great benefits for students in all levels of education. Keeping these benefits in mind, I'd like you to ask yourself, which of these are the most compelling and why? Would implementing mindfulness in the classroom benefit you as well? If implementation is something you are interested in, there are several simple activities or strategies that can be done in the classroom. These methods include mindful poses, such as Superman or Wonder Woman, using Spidey Senses, a mindful jar, sitting meditation, and the heartbeat exercise. These strategies Implementation will be explained in the next few slides. As one of the strategies, mindful poses includes the Superman pose and the Wonder Woman pose. To implement the Superman pose, instruct your students to stand nice and tall with the feet wider than their hips and arms reached out, stretching the body as far as possible. For the Wonder Woman pose, your students should stand tall with their legs placed wider than their hips, with their hands or fists placed on their hips. There is also the Spidey Senses strategy, which requires you to tell your students to turn on their Spidey senses and focus only on what they smell, hear, and touch after closing their eyes. The mindful jar exercise requires a mason or clear jar to be filled with water and either a spoonful of glitter glue or glitter and glue. Once the jar is filled, replace the lid and shake it to make the glitter swirl. Instruct your students to focus on the swirling glitter and imagine it as their thoughts racing when they are distracted. As the glitter begins to settle, tell them this is their thoughts when they are focused. Everything calms and becomes clearer. Sitting meditation is another strategy for mindfulness that many teachers use in a classroom. This method involves having students sit up with their back straight, feet flat on the floor, and hands on their laps. Have students close their eyes, breathe in through their nose, focusing on their breaths as they move in and out of their body, and allowing their mind to become clear. The heartbeat exercise is also a good tool as it also integrates minimal physical activity into the mindfulness practice. Students should jump up and down or do jumping jacks for a minute. After they are done, they should sit down and put their hand over their heart, closing their eyes. With their eyes closed, they should focus and only pay attention to their heartbeat. All of these activities do not take much time, only a couple of minutes out of your day, and are easily done. There is a sizable reward for so little time and effort that it really makes mindfulness practice worth it. Just to go over everything you've learned in this video, it is important to remember that mindfulness is the practice of increasing one's awareness and results in many benefits such as improved overall health, resilience, and academic performance. It is key to remember that mindfulness practices can easily be done in the classroom, and there are several methods to consider when implementing mindfulness practices in your classroom. Mindfulness practice is beneficial in any amount, but to gain the most, it should be practiced consistently. Practicing daily for a few minutes at a time can help you reap the most from this experience. Something to remember as you go off and start practicing mindfulness is each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. I'd like to thank you for joining us for our mindfulness webinar. Please don't forget to complete the brief evaluation that has been shared with you. Your feedback is valuable to our project.